Lance Flair signing in to my subscribers. What up? And if you new around these parts, just stopping by to see how I do things around here, what up, what up? And today's episode is, I just seen the latest episode of The Pivot featuring AB, Antonio Brown, and let me tell you, it went down. It was very informative and I enjoyed it. AB, I think he misunderstood and people look at him in a different light sometimes, so we go get into it. You know he a 6th round draft pick, so I think he came into the league with a big chip on his shoulder, ready to prove himself. Because when a person get picked in the later rounds, you don't think sometimes you're getting a Pro Bowl person, a kick return leader, a wide receiver leader of the NFL and all that good stuff. So he came in, and you know Pittsburgh, they got that old school feel vibe to them. You got people like Troy Polamalu on the team and Ryan Clark as your leaders. So a person like Antonio Brown, he seemed like one of them free flow people who go do what he want to do and produce. So it seemed like they walked around with their chests out and wanted him to fall in line a certain kind of way, and that type of things, that seemed like that don't go well with them. You got to know how to reach the players on your team. He was talking about like in 2012, it just wasn't there. Like a lot of fights was breaking out, the camaraderie, it wasn't right within the team. Like even people who don't even get into fights, they fighting and getting into it with people. And he was talking about like at the media family day, he got into it with a player on the team and they came in blows. And he was like, man, I hated to have to, do my teammate dirty at the family friend fun day. So that was some of the things that was going on out there. And he just dealt with a lot of adversity in ways that we didn't know, because he would say like, one of the coaches was like Bruce Arians. He would target him and make fun of him and make jokes on him. And to the point where Ben Roethlisberger said, you gotta back off of him. We need him to win. So like when you think of things like that, like that's a lot for a player to deal with, because you gotta know how to reach your players, because a person can easily explode, and that can make them want to rebel even more when you seem like the coach is against me. Then the older school, the older players, the vets on the team, they feeling like I should fall in line this certain kind of way, because like I know I played college football, and at the time nobody really knew who I was, so it was an upperclassman. It was an elevator. He said don't get on the elevator or he go beat me. So I got on the elevator because, man, I always stand my ground, but one of these Joe Budden lyrics was in my head, like, as if y'all needed to be reminded. I don't look for trouble, I just help a person find it. So here I go. Got my equipment, got on there. We went up to the 2nd floor. That dude ain't say nothing to me, nothing happened. So sometimes you just gotta stand up for yourself. But we about to get back into this story with AB. So as you know, like, he was a person who sculpted his own career. He said he felt when the time was right to get out of Pittsburgh, so he went out and demanded a release. So boom, like people started looking at him funny because Oakland Raiders offered him a big money grab and he didn't want to take it. Like people was like, he crazy, but when you think about Oakland Raiders, that's usually a team that people go to where it seems like they about to retire, the morale kind of low out there sometimes, and if he stayed out there, what if his career didn't go the way he wanted it to go? So he sculpted his career and he was able to, go to Tampa Bay and link up with Tom Brady. He had Tom Brady speaking highly of him, and Tom Brady let him live with him. So I just think he took him under the wing because he know how much he bring to a team, and his talent just speak for itself. And you see the type of people he hang with. He be hanging with the Floyd Mayweathers, and he hang with Kanye. He the president of Donda Sports, so I see he the president over there. So man, let me be the content creator around that. Let me, I follow y'all around with the camera. I get all the content and I press it up real nicely. Y'all got that bread over there, so talk to me. Donda, Lance Flair, Donda Creation. Let's go. But I just think he a misunderstood individual, and he just was saying he want to be able to help athletes who might not have, you know, Tom Brady to help them get back on track and get them to where they need to be. When he jumped around on the sideline and left his team, like he was talking about, he told Bruce Arians he was hurt, and the coach already knew he was hurt, but the coach told him, get off the field, get off his field. So that's what he did, you know. He jumped around and he left. You start seeing him in a lot of different places after that. So you gotta just know how to reach players, because players lead and be in different ways. Like, we can't expect players to lead like Tom Brady, who coming in now, because some of these players, you know, they like to do things a little different. So their leadership is in a different way, in a different manner. So we gotta know how to reach them. I'm an old school cat, so I like to listen to my Jadakiss. I like to listen to Jay-Z, Wayne, and stuff like that in the locker room. So I know these young cats, if I was there now, I'm like, I gotta give them a chance to blast their music through the loudspeakers. So they gonna be listening to Lil Baby, The Baby, NBA Youngboy, Lil Durk. They gonna be listening to all that. So I just you gotta find ways to make them bond with you, because when the brotherhood and the bond is good, a lot of times the play be good, and you know, when you feel good, you trusting the person beside you, y'all getting along, y'all able to build bonds that's gonna be bigger than the sport too. So that was just my recap on him going to the pivot. He had a chance to really talk about a lot of things. He even did his music. He talked about his music. He said he didn't even let Kanye West hear his music, and he was like, he just was recording. And when all this stuff started happening, the person who was like recording his music, they started pushing some of the stuff out, and you see the way things happen. And one of the things about him too, he was like, sometimes he walk around and he put the mask over his face, like he had the little holes where he could see. But he was like, man, he a caring person. He liked to sign the autographs, and all that. But if everybody know who he is, sometimes that'll stop him from getting where he need to be. And he a generous person. He'll be taking all the pictures with the people and all the autographs. So I just think he's a very caring person, but he get misunderstood, and sometimes narratives get out on him that don't play to a benefit of his image and his character. But right now, he said he got to do a surgery, and he about to start preparing for a football season. And do you really think he gonna get picked up again? I think with his skills and talent, he probably got another chance to get picked up, but I just don't know if he go get picked up. I wish him the best, and I still like to see him play, because he was like, they asked him, like, they said something like, can you keep up with the Cooper Kupps and all these top guys who receiving now? And he was like, check my production and what I did when I was in the game, and I was at the top of the list for my team. And he was like, you see what happened when the teams leave me? When I lead the teams self-destruct. Like, it go down, and hey, it sound like he got some truth to that. It sound like it's some truth to that. But I don't know, I wonder if he gonna get the Dez Bryant treatment now. Like, you know what? It's gonna be tough for him to get picked up. But I think he still gonna have a career in something. Like, you know, we the Dunder thing. Like, we still will see Antonio Brown if he don't get picked up by a team. But that was some of my thoughts. What you think about this interview? Do you think he gonna get picked up? Let me know below in the comments. And until next time, peace.